Chapter 2. The Tree of Knowledge. Around 70,000 years ago, something remarkable happened. A species of primates that had lived for hundreds of thousands of years without making much impact suddenly began doing things no other creature had ever done before. Small groups of these primates started working together in large numbers, sharing complex ideas and changing the world around them in ways that seemed impossible. They began hunting bigger animals, settling in new lands, and creating tools and weapons far more advanced than anything seen before. Unlike other species that relied purely on physical strength or instinct, these creatures had discovered something far more powerful: the ability to think in ways no other animal could. At first glance, they were not much different from other members of their family, such as Neanderthals. They had similar bodies, similar brains, and lived in similar environments. Yet, for some reason, only this particular species developed a unique way of communicating, one that allowed them to share ideas that went beyond the immediate present. They could talk about what happened yesterday, plan for tomorrow, and describe things that didn't even exist. They could tell stories. The ability to create and believe in shared stories changed everything. It allowed large groups of people to cooperate, even if they had never met before. Other animals, such as chimpanzees, could only work together in small groups where they personally knew every member. If a group grew too large, trust broke down, and the group split apart. But these new primates could do something extraordinary. They could unite thousands of individuals under a common idea. They could believe in the same gods, obey the same rules, and follow the same leaders, not because they had met them personally, but because they all believed in the same shared story. This was the secret behind their sudden rise to power. They could organize massive hunts, defend their land more effectively, and even outcompete stronger and smarter rivals like the Neanderthals. Over time, they became the dominant species on the planet, not because they were the strongest, but because they were the best at working together. One of the most powerful tools they developed was the ability to create myths. These myths were not just stories about gods or spirits. They were ideas that allowed people to form larger and more stable societies. For example, if thousands of people believed in the same set of laws, they could live and work together peacefully, even if they were strangers. If they believed in the same trade system, they could exchange goods and services without needing to trust each other personally. If they believed in the same leaders, they could follow orders and build vast civilizations. This ability to create shared beliefs also allowed them to adapt quickly to new environments. While other animals had to wait for slow genetic changes to evolve, these primates could simply invent new customs, rules, and technologies. If they moved to a colder climate, they didn't need to wait for their bodies to grow thicker fur. They could make clothes. If they faced a dangerous predator, they didn't need to evolve stronger muscles. They could create weapons. This made them the most flexible and adaptable creatures on Earth. As they spread across the world, they encountered new challenges, but they always had the same advantage: the ability to share knowledge and work together on a massive scale. This ability was based entirely on their imagination. They could create complex social structures, economic systems, and even moral codes, all based on things that existed only in their minds. Unlike rivers, mountains, or trees, which were real and unchangeable, these imagined realities could be reshaped whenever necessary. If one belief system stopped working, they could replace it with another. The rise of these primates was not the result of slow biological evolution, but rather the rapid spread of ideas. Their strength came not from their bodies, but from their ability to create and believe in things that had no physical form. This was their greatest weapon and the reason they eventually came to dominate the planet.